I can't clip it. The best part, they're eating. Oh, they're going to be painting here in a minute. They're going to paint that picture over there. John, over here. Come here, come here. They're going to paint the birdhouses. Well, that's our goal. Hmm? Oh, I don't need the television, do you? Nope, we're good. I do have a show and tell devotional, though. Yeah. I do it in the middle, so paint can dry. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You do? Hey, well, tomorrow's Mother's Day. Don't forget that. I'm ready. Okay.
Testing. Okay, cool. Well, that was fun. In spite of not being able to change clothes, and in spite of being just a few minutes behind, this is still the day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and let's be glad in it. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for coming. Happy Mother's Day to those of you that are celebrating. We honor those of you that are remembering. We honor those who are celebrating with us virtually. Thank you so much for joining us. It is my delight to welcome back to our church Reverend Dennis Henderson, who has facilitated for us this paint party experience on more than one occasion. We asked him to do something unprecedented 2 years ago. For the first time, he did it by Zoom. And so none of us were in the same place. And we had a wonderful time. We still have many of those pictures, not only in our congregation, but at many of your homes as well, which served as virtual congregations for the last 2 years. And so we turn the stage over to him. We put him in his more than capable hands. And so if you would, please receive him now with a hand clap of praise.
All right. Am I on? Okay. Well, thank you. How many have painted with me before? Okay, so I can call on any of you to fill in if I have to. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm going to repeat something I told you last time. There's a cup of water on your table. Don't drink the water. That water is for your brushes And that water, I poured it in from my paint bucket, so that water is not good water. If you drank it already, we'll pray for you and hope that you make it. All right. Happy Mother's Day. How many here have a mom? Every hand should go up, right? Okay, how many are moms? All right, happy Mother's Day. That's wonderful, wonderful. All right, hey, we're going to paint a painting, and it's of birdhouses. I think last year we painted a bird. That bird needs a house to go to, all right? And so we're going to paint, and there's a couple other pictures out there. And if you painted with me before, you know that we're all going to try to paint the same picture, but we never paint the same picture twice. I've got two others out there, and they all look similar, but they're not identical. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Part of it is I don't mix my colors exactly the same. Part of it is that the humidity in the air is different, and the brushes are different. I don't use the same brushes. I just grab them out of the supply brushes. And I'm in a different mood every time, and so it reflects on that. And so all of us are going to try to paint the same picture. But have you ever seen a Picasso painting? All right. How about a Rembrandt? Anybody been down to see Van Gogh? Yeah, I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, but the one downtown's incredible. Hey, you know, they all paint the same things. They paint portraits, landscapes, still life, seascapes, but everyone has their own technique. We're all going to try to paint the same picture, but God has given every one of us our own unique creativity, and so we're all going to express that in different ways, and though our pictures will look similar, they will not be identical. That's why at the end you put your name on it, because that is your painting. I'd like to begin with a prayer to ask God to bring out our creativity, okay? Father in heaven, we're so blessed to be here today. We ask for you, O Lord, because we're made in your image and you are the creator of all things, that you will bring out our creativity today, that as we paint, there will be a flair about it that is genuinely us. And we will thank you for that. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, you have a plate in front of you, actually two plates. You want to get those plates? In fact, I got to set yours up. Can we move your food now? Okay. And she's not finished. Maybe you could sit on that side. You got two plates here. All right, very good. All right. Everybody should have two brushes. You should have a 2-inch brush, and you should have a small, like 1/4-inch brush. I always, before I begin paint, I get my brush wet and I wring it out. And I just squish it back out into, I just want the bristles wet. And there's a reason why I want to do that. Have you been drinking the water? No, okay. I want the bristles to be filled with water rather than just the paint. That way the paint will be on top of the water and it'll flow a lot better, okay? Now this painting, I just moved my, oh, here it is. This painting uses a lot of blue. Have you noticed that? The background is blue. And I've got a few experiments on my different paintings. This one, the background is completely painted blue. This one over in the corner here, it's blue at the top, and it fades down into a light blue. It makes the flowers pop more if you do it that way. So I'm going to paint this one going from the full blue down to a lighter blue. And if you want to follow that, you can. If you just want to paint the whole thing blue, but that's what we're going to start out with. We're going to paint the whole thing. Well, the top half is all going to be just the blue. And you're just painting directly from the blue. Now this paint's been setting a little while, so you might have to put a little bit of water on your brush. Yeah, I'm going to need just a little bit of water. That's why you don't drink the water. Now, when you put your brush into the water, you barely touch the water. Otherwise, it'll just make it so runny that the paint runs down your page. So you barely touch the water, and then when you put it on, it should fill in everything. Nice. And I kind of paint with the side of my brush. Most of you are painting like you're painting a house. I don't paint my canvas that way. I paint on the side of my brush, and it fills in everything really nicely. And I'm only going to go halfway down, but I'm going to paint it solid blue. Oh, here you go. I am right-handed, so. And when it gets really a little thick on there, it's kind of thick, I'm going to just touch it with a little bit more water. And I barely touch the water. I never plunge it in. And that'll fill in all the little pores in the canvas. Now you probably can't see over here, so let me swap sides again. And I want you to paint the side too. The side of the canvas. And we're going to go just halfway down. And those of you who can, paint the top of it too. Paint the top edge too. How many are halfway down? Woo, you got one. She's halfway down. Getting there, getting there. Oh, you're doing an awesome job. Just keep painting everywhere. Oh, you're doing great. Awesome. Got a little bit too much water in there. Yep, but just let it sit for a second or two. All right? And just stick it right in that blue paint and give it some more. Fantastic. All right. Everybody seems to be getting there. Now, the other empty plate that you have is your mixing palette. So when we need to mix a color, we're going to do it on the other plate that you have that has nothing in it. All right. I'm looking around. It's looking great. Uh-oh. I'm going to tighten yours up. Yeah, it shouldn't fall over now. Mm-hmm. All right, once you have your blue painted, we're going to mix our blue for the bottom half. And I'm going to take, how many know what a swoosh is? A swoosh is when you take your brush and you just swoosh it right through your paint and get a little glob on it. And you transfer it over to the other. And I put a swoosh on there. See, that's my swoosh. I just took a swoosh from the one and put it on the other. And I'm not even going to change my, I'm not going to clean my brush out or anything. I'm going to take a small swoosh of my white. I'm going to take a piece of the white. I'm going to take a swoosh out of there. Not taking all of my white, just half of my white. And I'm going to mix those two together, and I'm going to make a light blue. And I might need to add a little tiny bit of water, just barely touch. Now, you should have a color that looks about like this. See the difference? I'm going to paint the bottom half with that color. All right, once you've got that done like that, if you look up here for a moment, I'll show you what we do next. We want to merge these two colors together, so we're just going to go up and down on it. I'm using the side of my brush, and I want to fade them in. All right. Yep, just fade it in. Yours is great. That looks good. Super. It's coming. Yes, coming. Yes. It's coming. You're doing a great job. Where's your water? I'm going to give you, did you have a water here? Oh, it's over there. Here we go. Let me see your brush for a minute. Here, I'm going to give you I'm just going to barely touch the water. See, I just barely touched it. Now, look at there. See, now it'll fill in better too. How many have the whole board covered? Who needs more time? All right. Without changing our brush, don't clean it out, don't water it down. I'm going to take my white and I'm going to start putting in some clouds on the upper blue. So I dip it in my white and I'm just going to put it in and I swirl it around so it'll look like a cloud. All right, I'll do it from this side. Just put it in there and swirl it around. Make it look like a cloud. I'm using the big brush and I'm just spinning it around. And it's kind of pulling in that blue from before. The blue that's already on there, making it a light blue, but I'm making a cloud go across my sky. And some of them I'm going to give it a little white highlight on it like it's a cloud. On the top side, I want it brighter white than on the bottom side. And then I'm going to add a few more, just random. Cool. They're coming along. Oh, am I walking? Oh. Yeah, you can catch up. It'll be easy because we're going to take a break here in the middle. Have her keep painting. Looking good. This is like really great. Ah, it looks like you painted before. I would use more the side of my brush and make that. Yeah. Looking good. It is. You wanted to use the side of your brush. And now I'd add some more clouds across the bottom here and make these a little more elongated because that's the way clouds are. Yeah. Cool. It's looking good. Good, good. How many are caught up? You got your clouds in. You got your faded. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. I need everybody to be caught up because I'm going to get your attention here for a moment. You need a brush? And you're going to need, I'm going to need a brush. You need some water. Okay, that one will work. I thought I had another. Here, take mine. I'll find it. I'll find another. Hi. Okay. Yes. All right. Who needs a hand yet? You're yeah. Just connect these, make them look like clouds in the sky. We're going to paint on top of this. So however you want to make your clouds, I put another one here like it. And yeah, just because we're going to paint the birdhouses on top of this. So we just need it to look a little cloudy in the background. All right. And I put a few more that flatter. The further away they are, the flatter they look. Okay. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. Almost there. Oh yeah, I like your clouds. I love your cloud. I like yours. You got a good style. I like it. I like it. I like yours. Oh, these are looking great. We all have different techniques, but they're all going to look similar. Some will look more like Van Gogh, and some are going to look more like Rembrandt. So I don't know. Maybe some of you know who Peter Max is. Peter Max. He's vibrant with his painting. It's a very interesting painting style. I love your clouds. I wouldn't overwork them, though. I would not overwork them. They look great. They look great. All right. Is everyone caught up? All right. I got a question for you. Are you ready? Are we having fun yet? All right. All right. So, all right. If you got a moment, in order to let these pages dry, your painting is ultimately going to look like this, right? Going to look like this? Yeah, it's going to look like that. Similar to that. And they're bird houses, and we're going to put those on in a minute. But did you ever notice birds don't build bird houses? What do they build? All right. So even when you build a birdhouse, what do they do inside the birdhouse? They build a nest. They make it their own. They make it their own home. Well, I got a game to play here for just a moment. And my game is called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? All right, here we go. A fifth grader knows what this is. What is this? A bird. What kind of bird? A robin. How many got that one right? Oh, see, you're as smart as a fifth grader. You're smart as a fifth grader. All right, what's this one? Blue jay. How many got that one right? All right, you're smarter than a fifth grader. Here we go. How many know what this is? I heard somebody say canary, and everybody else said it afterward. Were you listening to that answer? All right. Canary, you got that? How many got that one right? All right, you're doing great. You're doing great. How many know what this bird is? All right. All right. I got one more. How many knew that was a parakeet? How many got? All right. I told you this quiz was not hard. What's this one? An owl. How many got it? How many got a perfect score so far? All right, all right. This is the tough one. How many know what this one is? All right. This one was the easiest one for the fifth graders. Are you ready? Pegasus. How many got it? Who didn't get that one? Okay, you're smarter than a fifth grader. Now, we all know that horses can't fly. Isn't that right? Yeah. Horses can't fly. And when I was growing up, my dad had an expression that he would always say, because my dad was not a man who ever would swear. I never heard him curse my whole life. He was a man who was a Christian and self-controlled, but he had an expression where he would say when things weren't going right, "Oh, horse feathers." And I'd say, "Dad, that's Pegasus. Horse feathers." Horse feathers. Well, of course horses don't fly. But you know something? God created all the birds. We know that, right? Because it says on the fifth day of creation, God said, "Let the birds fly above the earth, across the expanse of the sky." And so God created every winged bird according to its kind, and he saw that it was good, and it was evening, and there was morning. It was the fifth day. God created the birds, and God created you. Oh, that's my hand. See there? I just wanted you to see that. God created you. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. And it was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. The thing about my painting I want you to know is that God created the millions of species of birds, it seems like. And God created you too. He is my creator. He is your creator. When he created us in his image, he created us with the ability to be creators too. And that's what we're doing. We're painting and we're creating. We're creating. Now, the second thing I want you to know is God knows every single bird, every single one. In Psalm 50, verse 11, it says, "I know every bird in the mountain, and the creature of the fields are mine." He knows every single bird. Whew. We were at the restaurant not too long ago, right next to us. We were all mesmerized by, I don't know if you call them flock of birds. Are they flocks? Are they? There was like 1,000 of them, and they would fly in one direction, and when one turned, they all turned. And it was like they were in formation. God knows every single bird. And you know what's even more important? God knows you too. God knows you too. In Matthew, he says, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. Even the hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. See, God created you. God knows you. God knows you. He knows you better than you know yourself. Third thing, God takes care of the birds. It says in Matthew, look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or stow away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father, He feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Wow. Wow. You see, He takes care of the birds, and He takes care of you. Are you not much more valuable than they? I want you to turn to the person next to you and just say, you're more invaluable than the birds. It's true. It's true. He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, into the world for us. He bore our sin on the cross. He did that for us. He died. He was buried. Do you know He was raised from the dead because what He did on the cross was effective and efficient? For Romans 4:25 says, He was delivered over for our sins, but He was made alive or resurrected from the dead for our justification, that we could be brought to peace with God. You see, God cares for you. And that's what this picture is all about. It's really not about birdhouses. You see, God takes care of the birds. It's not about our houses. God takes care of us. Isn't that great? Yeah, that's what this painting's all about. Besides, I've been stalling while the paint will dry. All right, the next phase, you can choose to do this or you can decide to go on your own. I've made some templates, and the template works very simply. You lay that template on the page, just like that, and you trace it, and it tells you exactly where you're putting your birdhouses. If you want to use that, you let me know. I'll send one around with a pencil, and we'll get this going. Now, those who are still painting, your paint's wet, so don't do this yet. Those who have paint that started to dry, here you go. You need a pencil? Did I give you a pencil? Here's a pencil. Here's a pencil. All right, so we got to share these. And here's a pencil. All right. Hey, there's a little dot on there. That dot's important too. All right. So, you're going to do this? All right, I got it backwards. Let's make sure we got it correct order. There we go. And you just trace it and put color in that dot. Trace it and color in the dot. Let me make sure I got. Yep, that's right. Yep. Yep. There's a little hole in the top. That's for the peak of the birdhouse. Peak of the birdhouse. All right. Those who are at home and online watching, you're going to have to listen to my instruction. You won't have the guides. All right. And so as soon as you're done at one table, we'll take it to the next table. It'll only take us a minute for everybody to trace that out. But that helps you precisely put them on the page so I don't make one birdhouse too big so it squeezes out space for the other birdhouse. That's all it is. Are they all done at this table yet? Nope. Okay. Woo. All right. Did you get yours drawn in? Okay. Did you draw yours in already? Okay. I'll run these to the back there when you're done. Are you finished over here? Oh, okay. You going to use it or you want to go freehand? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Uh-oh. So I need to get the pitcher and fill it with part water and go around, pick up all the 2-inch brushes so they don't dry out on me. So, all right. So about half of you have your stencils all in there. I'm going to wait till everyone does, and then we will go ahead and put the birdhouses in. Hmm? Yeah, what? No, that's good. You got it good. You go. Did you do the dots? Yep, and do all 3 of them. All right. And I'm going to pass this. Uh-huh. Okay. Pencil? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll have to go find it. Yeah. While they're still doing this. How are we doing back here? Everybody got it? Did you get the stencil yet? Okay. Who still needs a stencil? Sandy, just fill it about to there, and then we'll go collect all the 2-inch brushes. All right, in just a moment, Sandy's going to come by to collect your 2-inch brushes. She's got a pitcher of water, and you'll just drop it inside there. I don't want them all to dry out. Anybody still need a stencil? I have a stencil here. Need to draw their pattern on? All right. Okay. So, all right, at this point, we're going to be going to that little tiny brush you got. And I do with the tiny brush. I'll take that stencil. Yep. The rest of the painting is going to be done with this little 2-inch brush, this little 1/4-inch brush. And so some of you have a little wider, some a little narrower, but they're all pretty much a 1/4 inch wide. And like all my brushes, before I paint with acrylic paint, I put them in the water first, and then I get rid of all the water in it. I just want it to fill the bristles with water rather with paint. That way, whatever color I use after it will still wash out pretty easily. And so I'm going to start this section with the green birdhouse. And, oh, my paint's perfect texture. It's been sitting out for a while. That makes it, I don't think I'm going to have to use any water on it. And I put that little box, oh, I didn't do it on mine. Let me put one on mine so I'm showing you exactly what you're doing. So I just lay this on top like you did. All right, for those who are logged in, this first birdhouse is on the right-hand side of the page. I'm going to paint a box in. Now, it's about 2 inches from the edge, on the right edge. and it's only about 2.5 inches wide, the birdhouse. But if you'll notice, those are online. It's about halfway up the page. So you got to put halfway up the page, 2 inches out, and you just take and put a stroke down inside there, and you'll start just fill in that box. Everybody just fill in the box. And then we're going to highlight it once we're done filling it in. Fill in the box. And I'm making all my strokes up and down because I want it to look like the boards on the, I want it to have like the wood grain of the birdhouse. So I'm just painting it. All my strokes are up and down. And I want it to look like, I'm doing the green here. Just, you could do any color that you want, but I'm trying to make it look like this picture so we're all painting together. But hey, if you're Picasso, you don't listen to me. No, my wife doesn't either. So I'm just going to paint that up and down, until I got that box filled in. All right, now I got a little dot at the top, and here's what I'm doing with the dot. If everybody would like to look for a moment, I'm finding that dot at the top, and I'm painting right down to the corner. And I'm doing the other side the same way, right down to the corner, and then I got a nice peak in there. How's that looking? Everybody got this in? Are we filled in yet? Oh, you didn't get a stencil? Oh, okay. Oh, lay it on there anyway. You're the last one to use the stencil. Yeah. Cool. Now, if I want my little green birdhouse to look more than just a flat piece of wood out in the sky, then I'm going to have to do some highlighting. And that's where my white comes in. I don't even clean my brush. I'm just going to take a little bit of the white, and I'm going to highlight whatever is going to be my sun side. This one I have the sun coming from this direction, okay? Because it's coming from this direction, I'm always going to highlight on the left side of everything, my brights, my shadows on the right side. And so I'm just going to highlight, and I want my green to streak on me, just like I'm doing here. Now, I know I'm going to put a roof on this, so I want to have a shadow for my roof, so I'm going to leave a little space. Oh. Here, pull that one back. Yeah. It's all right. They're portable. They're not stationary. Whoa, wait. I just spilled some water here. We got towels around. Paper toweling. Well, now you know where to dip your brush. Yeah, we'll get her another plate. There's a new mixing plate. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm now that I've got my green in, and I want to put a little shadow on the other side, so I'm going to just barely touch some of my purple. I'm not putting a lot on my brush because the purple's much darker, and I'm going to highlight the other back side of this with the purple. And I want to go up and down so it's streaky. And I want my green to blend through it too. If I get too much on there, then I'm going to add green onto it and make it. So now I got my bird house pretty much painted. But now that I got purple on my brush, I'm going to also continue and put the roof on and the base of it on. And it's very simple. The width of my brush is what I need. I'm going to put purple on it, and I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to drag it along there. Oh, I got part of my roof. Pretty simple. I'm going to do the other side. Put it at the top. Oh, for those over here, I'm going to put it at the top, and I'm just going to drag it down. And I got a roof on it. Now, I got a little bleed through, so I'm going to put a little bit more on there, and I want to end it abruptly at the bottom so that it looks like it's got a, all right. The base is the same way. I'm just going to put a line straight across. Now, when I stand to the side, I can't draw a straight line because my perspective is wrong. So in order to do it, I have to stand directly in front of it to get a straight line across the bottom. That's assuming you can draw a straight line. All right, how's it? Is it looking like a birdhouse? Wait a minute, they're all looking like birdhouses. Yeah, they're coming. Yes, good. Oh yeah, these are looking great. Awesome. You need white. Ask and you shall receive. Whoa, look at there. All right, at this point, I normally stop and pause, and I just ask everybody, are we having fun yet? All right. All right, well, what's more fun, eating that wonderful food or painting? Both. I like both. That's a good answer. Good answer. All right, since I'm there with my purple, and I'm not going to use purple much longer, I'm going to put my post going up and down. Now, that's another item that I have to stand directly in front of it, but it's the width of my brush. And I'm just going to put my brush on there, and I'm going to drag it straight down. Look at that. And as I did it, I ran out of paint. So that means I got to put more in there, and I got to fill that in. And I just I pick up right where I left off, and I put. Now my paint's getting a little dry, so I'm going to touch the water to wet it down some. But I don't want it to be soupy, or it'll run right down my page. So I got to have it still enough body to the paint. So I'm just going to put that on there and drag it down. I've had to put it on there like 4 or 5 times in order to fill it all up. All right. We've almost got one birdhouse done. Since I still have my purple, we'll find out if you can draw circles, because everything that we do is a circle or a line, you know that. Everything is a circle or a line. And I'm going to just put my brush on there, and I'm going to spin it to make it a round circle. And it slid just a little bit, so I got a little bit of an oval circle. There's my birdhouse. Yep, I made a circle. Let me show you. I have one more brush. I got it. Great. Oh, I like yours. Man, you're good at drawing circles. Wow. Cool. Now you'll notice I have some yellow dots on the birdhouse as like a little extra sparkle. I'm waiting till the end to do that, because we're going to do it real simple. Those go in really simple, but we're going to wait till the end to put our little dots on. It's now time for me to move to a new color. Now, everybody should have some paper toweling on their table. Oh, you probably used it up. All right. I'm not putting my brush in the water. I'm just pulling the paint out of my brush, which means I just grab it, pinch it, and pull the paint out. Because I don't need it completely empty, because I'm going from purple to red. And purple and red are kind of in the same family, so I can make that transition without even cleaning my brush. And so now, just as I did for the green birdhouse, those are on the other side, approximately 2 inches from the side. It's a little higher than the middle of the page, and I'm not going all the way to the top. I'm just going right in this area here. And so I'm going to put my red. And so I'm going to do just like I did with the green. I'm going to just paint it straight down. Now, because the paint's been sitting out for a little while, it's starting to firm up. You might have to touch a little bit of water to get that to go on smoothly and fill all the little crevices in the canvas. But I'm just going to paint every one just down. And the blue in the background, as it bleeds through, kind of make it look purplish. And that'll give it a texture look as if it's really wood. So you just keep putting it on there, pulling it straight down. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but Sandy Lewis is with me, her husband Gene. Sandy is an artist too. And she's here to see how we're doing this, because she's going to do parties like this too. And so there'll be 2 of us doing this. Isn't that a scary thought? She's a gifted artist. She does watercolor. She does greeting cards that are just amazing, taking biblical passages of scriptures and putting together cards. And so I never thought to have her bring some so you could see what she does. They're very amazing. We use a lot of them at church to send out to people who are shut in and that kind of thing. But I'm glad they're here to help us today. All right. Then I already connected my peak. I started again at that little dot you put on the page and made my stroke downward. Oh, yeah, you're doing great. We're going to the red on this side. Did you pull all the color out of that yet? Not yet. So you need to pull the color out, and then you can start with the red to fill in that box. Yep, the red goes in this box. But you got to pull the paint out of that, or it'll make it a real murky color. All right. Here we go again. If I want to give it more than just a flat look on my page, I'm going to have to add a little highlight, like the sun is hitting it. It's brighter on one side than on the other. And I don't really have to change my colors or anything. But again, I'm going to go after that white paint. And that white paint, I'm going to highlight on the side here, just like I did before. And I'm just going to put some strokes going down, and then I'm going to let it blend in. You can even do strokes upward if you like to do it that way. So I've got some light white strokes going, more pink than white. If I want it even to be brighter later, when I'm done, I can hit it again with white, make it really pop. The brighter the day, the brighter the white. Okay, so if you were to do this as an overcast day, you would make it not as bright white. And that's what I got it a little brighter in this picture than the other because I'm putting more white into it. The shadow side, I'm going to use green because the green going with the red, because it's a kind of an orangey red, will make a brown. And so I'm going to take a little bit of the green and I'm going to highlight the other side so that mixes in with the red, and it'll make kind of a brown looking color. I want it to mix in with the paint below so that it doesn't look green. Does that look green? It doesn't look green. It looks more dark brown, okay? So I'm going kind of light on that green as I put it in there to give it that effect. Now, you can either put your opening to the birdhouse, another hole right in the center of this, or you can do like I did, put it on the side, and then we'll put a little post on it and put a little bird on it later. But if you don't want to go through all that trouble, you just put another hole in the birdhouse so that the bird can get in. It's whichever way you want to do that. Once I have this section done, I'm going to put the roof on it just like I did the other, but I'm using just the green. I don't want any red really in my brush at this point because I want it to be green more than red. And I'm going to do just like I did the other. I'm just going to put it at the top and pull it down. Because it's catching a little bit of the red, it's making the bottom turn brown, and it's looking already like a shadow on there. Is that great or what? I didn't even have to put the shadow in. It's just naturally going in there because of the way the paint is mixing. And once I do the one side, then we'll go down on the other side. You getting any pictures? Perfect. All right, I'm going to put the hole on the side just to keep consistent with the other one. Good. All right, we're going to put the green on the bottom too. It depends if you're putting it in the center. On the side, I use purple. I haven't gone to my black yet. So black is going to be basically for the birds. I got to put the base on mine, so I'm going to still put the green in, and then I got to put the post in, and it goes just exactly like we did on the green birdhouse. I'm putting my base in. I didn't stand in front of it. I'm surprised it's level. Okay, we got to put the post in. If you haven't done so, now's a good time to do that. You just find the center and you drag it right on down. Okay, now on the sample up here, I have placed a little bit of white along the roof line. You might hardly notice it. So it's a real fine line, and I got to put my brush the narrow way to do that. And that just gives it a highlight like the sun's reflecting on the roof. I'm going to do it on my purple roof too. Just a little line. And also on both bases. The base of both of these, halfway across, just halfway across, because the other side's in the shadow, I'm putting a little line. It's a very thin line, so I got to use my brush the thin way. And then the same is true for the up and down. I got a very faint little skinny line, so I'm not using my brush wide. I'm using it narrow, and I'm getting a little bit of white on it, and I'm just going to, I don't paint the whole side, just a glimmer of it, so that there would be a shadow that would not allow any light to start until about right there. And I'm just going to go down for part of it, and that's it. That gives me a little light on that side. And then I'm going to do the same on that purple one, and eventually I'll do it on the last one too. Part way down, just so that the light is hitting it. Okay? It's got to be very thin, narrow line. Whew. How are we doing? Anybody need a break? Like anybody need a bottle of water? All right. So guess how we're going to do the last birdhouse? Exactly the way we did the previous two. So you already know how to do it. So at your leisure, you get your yellow, fill in the box, highlight it with some white. I didn't do any on the shadow side because the yellow paint itself was shadow enough for me. And so because my paint's drying out just a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit of water in with this. Problem is that water makes my paint dirty, and I want it to be bright yellow. So I'm going to have to clean my brush out. You might have to dip it in the water and clean it out a little bit so that it's not turning your yellow brown. You might want to wash out your brush just a little bit. Yeah, once I get it going, it's true yellow, but I had to clean my brush a little bit in the water. I'm painting the box. I got too much water in it. It's awfully quiet. You must be enjoying this a lot. All right, I got my box painted in. Some of you are very close behind me. Very good, very good. I'm going to do my peak just like I did the others, and I think you don't. Oh, I already did my peak. Whew. I can't do it twice. These are looking really good. These are looking really good. All right, now here's the deal. If you put these on eBay and sell them, I get half the price. And just like the others, I'm going to highlight with the white. So I'm going to put a little white on my brush and hope I didn't pick up any other colors like green. And I'm going to pull that down. And as soon as I have all of my yellow in, I'm going to go back to the red to put the roof on, the base on, and the post in. Pardon? You want to do what now? Yeah, I would pull the paint out. You can leave the paint in it. You don't have to swish it. You can just pull the paint out. Yep, yep. The move from yellow to red, you don't need to really thoroughly clean it because you're going to a darker color. It'll turn orange, and then it'll turn back to the true red. But this is kind of an orangey red if you look at it. And but in contrast to the yellow, this is a perfect red. It just it's almost like in the right family for it to make the roof. It complements it so well. And so I'm going to do just like I did before for the roof. I'm going to put it on there and just drag it. Because I wasn't standing directly in front of it, but birdhouses aren't perfect, right? So I will have to stand in front of it, though, to do the base. Okay, this one has a white highlight on the roof and the post and the base. And so I'm going to pull the red paint out when I'm done. I don't need to wash my brush. I just need to get that paint out so that it doesn't turn pink on me and I can still get a fine white line on there. If you're like me, you're starting to run out of white, and that's perfect because we're almost done. For both the green and the yellow birdhouse, I have on the post a shadow side of a real thin line of purple. And so my purple still comes in. I'm going to put a little shadow line of purple. And I'm not doing the whole post. I'm just doing part of the post to be the opposite side. I'm just going to, and it doesn't even have to be on the edge. It just has to give it a little bit of shadow side to it. Your eye fills in a lot on a painting, and so I don't have to often do the whole thing, just a little bit of it, and it'll look like it's the whole thing. I could do the same on the base of the red birdhouse, put a little bit of purple there. Not much, but it adds just a little flair to it. Okay? I'm due for a new one. Yes. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to put the hole in the birdhouse on the red one, so I got to go back to my red and put a little spinner in there. It's red on that one, yep. So I'm just going to put my brush on there and spin it around. Okay, if you're using your red, you're going to probably clean that out at this point. We're going to go to green, but you don't have to thoroughly clean it out. Just pull the paint out. We can go from red to green, no problem. Yours looks good. You look really looks good. Oh yeah, she's coming along. They're looking great. I'm back into this corner. I'm coming. Oh, you guys are doing great. All right. So you're a step ahead of me. You're a step ahead of me. Yep. Oh, I see. You did this. Good job. I like it. Yeah. Oh, these are looking great. Oh, see, you got a close up. All right. It's really looking good. I like it. Oh, they're looking really good. All right, so now I think everybody's pretty near caught up. We're going to put some leaves in on the ground and then some flowers. And so I just pull the paint out of my brush so I can start all over. And I just going to take my brush and I'm going to put it on there and just drag it down in some fashion. And then I'm going to fill it in wider at the base. Green. I'm doing green. And depending on how many flowers you want on it and how tall you want, you just pull it down. I kind of wiggle it as I go down so that it doesn't look like it's just straight up and down. And I'm going to put a little bit of an angle over here, put a shorter one in. And it gets wider at the base. I'm kind of following the same pattern as that one, so I got room for my flowers. All right, I'm trying to paint so you can all see it, so I have no idea what it's going to look like. Now, I've highlighted the left side of some of them, but not all of them, so that it looks like sun is striking the leaves. And so I'm going to put a little bit of, without even cleaning my brush because it's green already, and I'm going to just highlight certain areas of these so that it'll pop a little bit like there's actually sunlight hitting them. But I don't have to do every one, and I don't even have to do every other. I just have to do some of them. if you put your brush like this with the point, yeah, like so, it'll start narrow, and then if you spin it, it'll get wider. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yours is looking really good. These are looking really, really good. All right. Oh, cool. So we have some in Arizona who are painting also. I'm glad you've joined us. Good. Good. All right. How many have all their green leaves in at the base? All right. All right. While we're waiting, you might want to take some blue and finish off your sides, your top, okay? Yep. Yep. And you didn't do your sides or your top or sides, so when you might have to get you some blue to do that. And I got some right over here. Here's a little bit of blue. You guys can share this, and you might want to get it a little bit wet because it's been sitting around for a while, okay? You know, that brush will work. You can use your finger. That's what I would do. Put your finger in it and run it up and down. You'll be, you know what? You'll be a smurf. No, this side. My kids watched them. Yeah, I was Mighty Mouse, my day. Well, actually, because my name is Dennis, I'm mostly known as Dennis the Menace, yes. And so I said, Mom, why did you name me Dennis? And she told me, but I said, you know, Dennis comes from the Greek Dionysius. I said, you know that he was the god of drunkenness, wine, and debauchery. I said, Mom, what were you thinking? She said, well, be not drunk with wine where it is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Get drunk on the Spirit, yes. All right. Many of you are ready to put your flowers on. You've been waiting for this moment. You need red for this. Who's out of red? All right, we got some that are out of red. We might need to come around with some more red. Well, here's a brand new red. There's a red. There's a red. Here's some red. Whoever needs it here. Let's see if there's any around that on the table already has red. If somebody near you has red, borrow theirs. It's not too hard. I'm just going to make a red bulb on top here. I'm going to just, that's it. I'm doing it so my brush is the narrow way, not the wide way. And let's see, where's another one go? Right here. And I just, who wants me to put one under page? All right. I'm going to put one, I'm going to put my brush there, go like that, and like that. Just, I'll do one for you, and you can follow what I do. I'm going to put one on here, and all I'm going to do is go like this, and like that. Yeah. And I'm running out of red, too. I got a little green in there. No, you're doing great. You got it. You got it. All right. Here you go. There's an empty plate here. I'll show you exactly. You just put your brush on there and go like so and like so. That's it. It's that easy. Better take this with me so I can show others. Here's how I do it. I just take my brush and go like so and like so. Only I have more paint on it, so it. Oh, yours came out great. Yeah. So, all right, now I got to borrow from somebody some red. Who's got a red that I can borrow from? Oh, you got so much. You didn't use yours. All right. All right, now I've highlighted my flowers as well, the ones that have the flowers on them, with a little tiny bit of white. Now my white is like totally gone. So I'm going to take a swoosh from you. Thank you. And I'm just going to highlight the one side, the light side. It should make it pop. Now, I'm so close to having this painting finished. How about you? You know, I started painting when I was about 8 years old. And it started at school. My art teacher felt that, oh, I got a student here, knows what he's doing. I didn't. But she put me in some special classes, and then my folks, everybody in the family had to take a musical instrument. Anybody else like that? You had to take something? Well, my sister took the accordion, but she gave up on it. So guess what I had to take? Accordion. I hated that. I remember at my music lesson, the best part was it was at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and that meant once a month the fire station next door tested its sirens. The blast would go off. You couldn't hear a thing that I was playing. Best music I ever made. Now, my parents said, you know what, he's not into music, so maybe we should invest in some art. And so they had me take some private lessons with art, which, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. It's according to his way. You find out what your child's good at, and then you train your child to be good at what they're good at, what God has put in them. You see, God created us, God knows us, and God cares for us, and we need to do that too. I'm thankful for a mom and dad who did that, and I try to do that with my kids. I trust you have parents that did that too, that you're doing that with your kids or your grandkids. Yeah. Well, I have 3. My wife has 3. We're a blended family. We have 6. Together we have 15 grandchildren. Yep. Well, thank you. Yeah. Yep. So we had a grandson graduate from University of Michigan last Saturday. And he's pre-med, and I tell you what, that was the coldest commencement. We were in the big house. It was only 50 degrees out, and that wind was swirling, and we couldn't wait for them to do the final. You've graduated. Change that tassel over because we were out of there. Yeah. Anyway, how we doing? I'm just stalling here for you to catch up. Oh, I like the creative one over here to put some yellow flowers. Woo, look at these. They're precious. I like it. Wow. I'm going to do that next time. It's too late to do it this time. I've already painted my flowers. All right. These are looking really, really good. So I want everybody to catch up because doing the birds in the sky, I just want to show you how we're going to do that. And but if everybody could pause, then we'll go ahead and do that now. Can everybody just kind of, hey, I'm going to look at, see how he's going to do the birds? All right. I really don't have to clean my brush out. I don't know why I did, but I put water on it. It's too soupy. I don't want it real soupy. I'd like it firmer. So, because I want it firm. The birds in the sky are nothing more than a really flattened V. So I'm going to drag my brush like so and put another one like so, and I got a bird in the sky. It's that simple. And my bristles are a little bit separated, and I don't want that, so I got to put more paint on my brush. And I still got it. See there? It's just a really flat V, and your eye will trick you into thinking that is a bird. It's not a bird. It's just a little V, okay? And those of you who have decided that you want to put a bird on the front of the house, you've got to put something for the bird to be landed on. And so I'm going to just put a post going out. And this bird is pretty simple to draw, paint, because it's silhouetted, and your eye is going to fill it in for you. I'm going to make like an egg for a body. There's the body. He's sitting on there. He's got upper wings that I'm just going to flare out. Okay, for those over here, I'll come over and do it on a plate for you. I'm doing black. Yep, and just black, and then I got to put some feathers on the back. I have to put a head, so I got to put a round ball, and I have to give it a little beak. Then I got to give some legs so that, there we go, I got it. So it's just, that's the way you do it. Okay, for those over here that couldn't see, because I'm right-handed and I had to stand in the way of it, that bird is, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make like an egg shape for the body. Okay. I'm going to put upper wing, lower wing, and then I'm going to paint a little head and put a beak on it. Draw some legs down, and it's on that post. See how I did that? Okay. Anybody else need to see how we do the bird that's out on the... Okay, let me get more paint on my brush. Okay. I got a post out here, but yeah, you got a post, but I got to draw like that. The body. It's like a egg laying down, and then yeah, no, it's got to be up just above it, right in here. You got to put an oval. Okay, that's good. And then on the back side, I'm going to put a little swipe up there for the wing. Yep, going upward. That's good. And then right here, on the bottom, I'm going to pull one to be a wing in the back. Mm-hmm. All right, now you got to put a head on it. So you just, right up there, you put a head. Mm-hmm. Yep, and then you got to put some legs on it. Put some legs coming down. And from a distance, it'll look like a bird. Yes. All right. Where did I leave my paint last? Oh. Okay, so we're probably just about done. We got 2 more things we need to do. The way we put our dots on to trim it all out, it'll just make your painting pop. I take the opposite end of the brush, my handle, and I stick it right into paint. My yellow paint, I take and I just put a dot on it. A dot on it. And if I need more, I just keep going back to it till I'm putting yellow. All of my dots will be yellow. And you just tap it where you want it. So on my painting, I got them on the roof line and on the base line. And I'm just going to do all of them. It just makes the whole painting pop at the end. Okay. Those who have finished all those stages and steps, there's still two things left to do. You got to take your painting out of your frame and put it upside down so you can paint the bottom. Because when it's hanging on the wall, no one will see the top, but they will see the bottom. Anytime you're sitting down, you look up, you'll see that bottom white edge, so you got to pull it out, flip it over, and we got to paint the bottom blue. The way I suggest you do that is you just dip your finger in some blue paint, and you do a little finger painting and just rub it across the bottom, and that'll fill that in. Some of you may be out of blue. Anybody out of blue? Because I still got a lot of blue on mine. Out of blue? Let me grab a brush here and give you a swoosh. That should be enough to do the bottom. Who else needs it? You can also, if you got green, you can use green on the bottom because the bottom grass is green. You can do it either green. When you're done, flip that around so you do this bottom edge. Yep. And you can do either blue or green. You got blue left? Oh, you got blue right next to you there. Blue or green on the bottom? Blue or green? And you might want to hit your top too when you're done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you might want to hit your top with the blue on when you're done. Yeah. And you might want to run some blue down the side too. Okay. Yeah. Uh-oh. Here we go. You hold. All right. Everybody's, when you're done, you might want to run some blue along and just get rid of all the white and on the bottom too. Mm-hmm. You might want to do your side edges too. Oh yeah, you know, a little spot there to do. Yours is looking good. I like it. Yours is very nice. I like your style. Mm-hmm. Wow, we got a variety of style, but the same painting. It's incredible. It's incredible. So once you have that done, you have to sign your painting. And I have paint pens to do that. You do not have to do it with a brush. I'll get the paint pens going. It actually paints. I mean, instead of ink, you write with a paint like you would a pen or a pencil. Those of you who are at home, you're going to have to write that, do that with your brush, unless someone there has a magic marker. This one's good. I have different colors you can sign in. I have black, I have a white, and I have a red. I think my one white might be, no, there it's working. Those work. Sure. I got these running. Yeah, it'll work. I got to get them started. Yeah. Yeah, like this one's not started. It might be out. Yeah, the red's not working very well. But I got black and white. And you might want to put the date on it. I'll bring some pens to you. Who wants it? Who needs a pen? Ink pen, paint pen. Here you go. Black. I have a black paint pen. You can write it on the edge of your painting. You can put it on the painting itself. You can put the date on the back. You can do it however you want. It's your painting. You can do it so tiny the bird can't even see it, or you can do it. This is a white one if you want a black. This is a white. Or you can wait for a black. All right. Pull the top back up. I just pounded it on. So you want to flip that back over before? Yeah. All right. And then, Pastor Theo, you want to get a group painting, a picture? Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know. Okay. You are a finger painter. Oh, these are looking great. All your paintings look so great, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And congratulations, happy Mother's Day. And we want to get some pictures taken with you and your painting. If you're with a group at a table and you want to get them together, the photographer will do that. Hmm? Do you want a painting to put your name on?
Add to my collection.
No, you sign. You sign. It'll be yours. That's the part you did. You painted with a paint pen. Oh no, I want you to put your. Put your name there. Put the date on the edge. Did everyone get their painting signed? Who needs to sign their painting yet? We got one over here. Sandy and Jean. Sandy and Jean Lewis. Sandy and Jean Lewis. Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you. Did you need a pen? Paint pen? Right, here you go. Oh, caps are hard to get off. Mm-hmm. All right, if you do me one last favor, put your small brush in the water so it doesn't dry out. It'll save us cleaning them later. And we'll clean up the tables and all of that. So take your aprons, put them on your chairs. We'll collect them there. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, you're welcome.
Would you do me a favor and just give Reverend Dennis Henderson, Sandy, and Jean Lewis a round of applause for facilitating a wonderful day? Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to those who shared with us online. We have a number of folks who colored, who painted with us online, who painted with us virtually. Thank you to those who just watched. You weren't painting, but you were watching. We really appreciate it. We want to remind you that worship is tomorrow. We're glad to see you here. Always glad to see you on Saturday, but we love to see you on Sunday. And so we would love to see you on Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift the light of his countenance up upon you and give you peace. In Jesus' name, amen. Please take a picture before you leave. God bless you. You're dismissed.